The big question today is, will history repeat itself in Rivers State chapter of the All Progressives Congress? Will thunder strike on the same spot twice? Now, these are the questions for the party to answer as it prepares to select a candidate for the 2023 governorship race in the oil-rich state. Good afternoon and welcome to Political Standpoint. I am Precious Amayo. Now let's get to the heat of the conversation. Like it did in the build-up to the 2019 governorship election, when it ended up not having a candidate, the Rivers State APC has started another dance towards choosing a candidate for the 2023 governorship election. Now, on Monday, April the 11th, 2022, 10 APC governorship aspirants in Rivers announced the signing of a unity accord to support any one of them that would emerge either by consensus or election at the primaries. The announcement was greeted with mixed feelings. Those who bought the decision were happy that finally the Rivers APC was beginning to adopt steps to resolve the issues that had dogged the party and made it impossible for it to make any political progress since 2018. Now, others expressed doubts on the sustainability of the accord, since there were more than 10 aspirants in the APC eyeing the governorship slots, and some of them, especially Senator Magnus Abe, were not part of that agreement. Now, joining me on more insights is Senator Magnus Abe to look at the development in the Rivers APC. Good to have you join us.
I'm missing bits of what she said. I can't hear clearly.
All right, it will seem as though Senator Abe cannot hear me. Can you hear me now, Senator?
Yes, I can hear you, but it's not very clear.
All right, so we'll see how we can flow with what you can hear at the moment and see whether it gets better in the course of the program. But let me tell our viewer that you are joining us from our Abuja studio. But let me ask you, Senator, because again we're seeing what seems like a repetition of what played out in 2019. What has changed in Rivers APC? Let me begin from there. Since the Supreme Court nullified the primaries of both factions of your party in 2019.
I'm sorry, I don't know if you're hearing me, but I can hear you clearly. But basically, what I understand is that you're asking what has changed in our party in Rivers State since 2019. Is that the question?
Absolutely. That's the question.
Okay, now, well, not much has changed, actually, but we're hoping that we still have time to get things right. Basically, what it is that the last time we had come together as a party to discuss the issue of governorship in the state, we all agreed that it should be zoned to the Rivers Southeast Senatorial District. That's why that was in 2015, and that was why it came down to myself and Dr. Dakuku Peterside. Both of us were at that time from the Rivers Southeast Senatorial District, which incidentally is the only senatorial district in the state that has not been privileged to produce a governor. And more critical to me as a person is the fact that my own ethnic group, the Ogonis, are part of the Rivers Southeast Senatorial District. And indeed, we are the majority in the Rivers Southeast Senatorial District. And so a lot of us who had faith in the All Progressive Congress believe that the party will do what is right by the state. And for those who know the history of Rivers State and the history of Nigeria, it is not a hidden thing that since Rivers State was created in 1967, no Ogoni son or daughter has been a governor, a deputy governor, a speaker, or a chief judge. In fact, no Ogoni's son has held any major leadership position in Rivers State since the state was created. And so a lot of Rivers people, not just the Ogonis, felt that the movement of the party to Rivers Southeast Senatorial District would give the Ogonis an opportunity to actually now participate in the leadership of the state. But I really hate to make the ethnic or tribal case as it is, because a lot of times politicians use sentiments to divert the electorate from the core issues at play in their own lives, which is what our politics is supposed to be about. What I would say at this point is that the so-called riverine consensus was nothing more than an attempt to exclude the Ogoni people, which is where I come from. And so, ab initio, everybody who knows about Rivers State politics knew that it was nothing other than a diversionary move by the Minister of Transportation to try to exclude the Ogoni people from whatever he was doing and create a situation where the division in the party will once again lead to failure. Because if you look at the electoral map of the All Progressives Congress, the strongest base of the APC in Rivers State is in the Rivers Southeast Senatorial District. So if you take a decision like this and you gather a group of party members and then you exclude those who represent the base of the party, I believe that anybody who understands politics will understand that that whole charade was dead on arrival.
So, Senator Abe, from what you just said, my understanding is that when you said exclude, it means that you were not, is either you were not aware that that meeting was going to hold, or you were not invited for that meeting. Senator Abe, I said that from what you said, my understanding is that it would seem as though you were not aware that that meeting was going to hold, or you were not invited to the meeting.
No, I was not invited because from the permutation they were putting down, that was supposed to be a riverine meeting. And I'm not quote and unquote riverine. But the truth of the matter is that what they're trying to do is actually to divide the party from the beginning. Because even if we want to do consensus and we don't all come together and put reasons forward for why it should be one or the other, or even if we want to zone and we have to zone against what we have zoned before, there must be a reason why we are changing from the old zoning of Rivers Southeast Senatorial District to now do another zoning of upland and riverine. And I just like being factual when dealing with these issues. As far as we know in Rivers State, there is no tribe called upland and there is no tribe called riverine. We have the Calabaris, we have the Obolo people who are in Andoni, we have the Opobo people, we have the Boni people, we have the Okrika people who are of Ijo stock. And then we have the Ogoni people, we have the Ikwere people, we have the Orashi people. That's how we know ourselves. So to turn around in the middle of the game and now say we are now, Ogoni people are now suddenly upland, and so they are excluded from contesting or participating in the leadership of the state at this time, when they have never participated at any other time, it makes absolutely no sense, not just to me, but to the bulk of Rivers people who have a sense of justice, fairness, and equity. And I feel very bad that I'm being dragged into what is essentially made to look like an ethnic debate, which I'm not. That doesn't define my politics. I came out to present myself to Rivers people because I have the knowledge, I have the interest, I have the commitment, I have the experience, and I have the institutional memory to serve Rivers people and deliver service that will be beneficial to all Rivers people, irrespective of their tribe or their political affiliation or whatever. And to members of the All Progressives Congress, I believe that we need to get a candidate that can actually cross the finish line. And as far as the politics of our state is concerned today, I believe that speaking in practical terms, I'm not the only one who can finish well, but I think I'm one of the members of our party who can actually deliver victory to the All Progressives Congress in Rivers State at this very difficult time. And I believe that if a level playing field is made available for party members to make a choice that will actually be able to help the party at this time to come together and win well, I believe that party members will consider me just as they will consider others. But if
and Senator Abe, sorry to jump in here.
Start by calling a meeting to which I'm not invited.
Senator Abe, I just want to quickly jump in here.
To Riverine, by which I am excluded. Of course, anybody who understands politics knows that I will not accept such a result. And the end result of that would be that a lot of other party members
Senator Abe, if you may just allow me to interject quickly, because you said that you would, there has to be a level playing field for all aspirants. What's your idea of a level playing field?
First of all, when the leader of the party begins to call a meeting that is sectional in nature and excludes not just me, but every other politician from the Rivers Southeast Senatorial District that is of Ogoni extraction, who would have loved to indicate interest in the governorship, in the leadership of their state at this time, that is bound to by itself raise a lot of resentment in a very significant portion of the base of the party. And you know, without truth, there is no justice. Without justice, there is no peace. And without peace and unity, victory will be very, very difficult for us, especially given that we are in a very difficult position. So I believe that that meeting in the first place was ill-intentioned. And even if that was the objective, going about it that way does not help the party to come together and does not help the party to achieve unity. And it is not a surprise that the thing has cracked open in the middle, because Chief Flag, or Jukaya Makri, who is a former chairman of the party, and one of those who actually suffered for this party and was even imprisoned at a time because of his political activities on behalf of the All Progressives Congress, has pulled out of the arrangement because it is clear that it was just a program that was already designed to achieve an intended result. And that result will not deliver victory to the All Progressives Congress in Rivers State. We all know that.
You have mentioned the leader of your party twice, and I want to believe you're referring to the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amaechi. It's my understanding that there were some reconciliation meetings that were held after the 2019 election, rather. How did those meetings go? And I also want to ask you, what's the state of, or the current state of the relationship with the Minister of Transportation, and what was the last time you spoke with him?
I think that as far as possible, at this point, we are barely days away from deciding the fate of the party. I think that what should be at the forefront of our minds as politicians is how we come together to try to save the party. Because any practical politician knows that if the APC does not make a significant impact on the elections this time around, there is no point us continuing to pretend that we are a political party as far as Rivers State is concerned. So I think that there is nothing personal between me and the minister, but the truth of the matter, like I have said, is that I know that the last time we met, it was the same minister himself, who is the leader, who announced that the thing is for the Rivers Southeast Senatorial District. And for that reason, he zeroed down to myself and Dr. Dakuku Adol Peterside. That was the last decision we took. Now, if for any reason there is need to revise that decision and take a different course, I think that at my level in the All Progressives Congress, I should be aware of why we are now changing course. But if I just sit down and I hear that a meeting of riverine candidates have been called, or aspirants, and it has been zoned to riverine, and particularly now micro-zoned to architect Tonye Cole, there is no way I will feel included in that arrangement, and there is no way I will accept it, because I wasn't consulted, I don't even understand the reasons for it, and I don't see how that will help the party at this stage. I think that what the APC in Rivers State needs at this time is not zoning. It is to look for a candidate that can muster the support of Rivers people across board, that can gather the goodwill of Rivers people across board, that will be seen as having the capacity to be able to bring the party together, bring Rivers people together, and deliver the brick house to the All Progressives Congress in Rivers State. That is the criteria we should use to discuss. And if in the course of that kind of discussion, it turns out that Tonye Cole is the person that can best represent us in these circumstances, and I see reason with it, and other party members see reason with it, why not? We go with Tonye Cole. But if we discuss and analyze, and we see that Senator Magnus Abe will be the person that will best help us out in the current situation in which we find ourselves, let us go with Senator Abe. Let us not sit down and start calling a meeting for a party in our kind of condition. We have no political office holder within the entire state. Our strength has been depleted by several defections of people who have been totally uninspired by the kind of leadership that we have shown within the party over the past few years, and our inability to be able to mend fences and come together. A lot of people have left. Now, if in this kind of circumstance now, what we are still interested in is to zone and micro-zone, zone in people, zone out some people.
And Senator Abe, I have a few minutes left. I think
I keep saying to party
Senator
members,
Abe, I just again have to interject
over and over again and expect a different result.
Again, my apologies. I have to quickly interject. I have a few minutes left. I think I can get a question or two in, but I want to ask you. You talked about mending fences. Are you willing to make the first move in terms of reaching out to the minister and having some sort of reconciliatory meeting with him to ensure that your party do not go the same way it went in 2019?
I have always done that. We had set up a committee that was headed by Senator Ake. We have made several peace moves. Even before the last congresses, we met in the home of Chief Rivers the judge. But somehow, even if all of us are willing and all of us are enthusiastic about trying to chart a middle course that will help the party, the minister has never been interested, you know, because to some people, any kind of dialogue that accommodates other interests, it means that we have diminished the minister and we have made him less of a leader. I don't think that is what the challenge is. I think that a leader who is able to make peace and achieve victory will be more of a leader than one that goes forward and then faces failure, you know, which if we are not careful is what will happen if we don't find the grace to be able to overcome our challenges.
Let me, I think you made a statement recently where you said that the APC needs to put its house in order. And again, you have said that again today. And you talked about how it needs to create a united vessel. And my question is, are you willing to sacrifice your own personal ambition to ensure that your party do not also, or to ensure that your party can present a candidate in 2023?
It's not about presenting a candidate. It's about winning the election. If we present a candidate and we don't win the election, what sacrifice would I have made? The important thing for the APC at this point is that we present a candidate that can actually take us across the finish line. And we come together to back such a candidate in a manner that the candidate can not only win for himself, but be able to also drag others across the line. I think that's what the party needs. It's not about me, and it's not about my personal ambition. And I keep making the point that if at any point it is clear that the majority of the party members, having looked at our situation, they feel that Senator Abe does not have the capacity or the requisite credentials to be able to help the party to victory at this time, and somebody else can do that, I'm all for it. But we must have reasons that will be backed by empirical facts that point us in a particular direction. That's what a practical politician should do in the kind of situation in which the APC has found itself in Rivers State. That's the point I have been trying to make, and I will keep trying to make it to party members. This time around, the decision has to be about you. It is not about Amaechi. It is not about Abe. If you don't win in Rivers as a member of the APC, you might as well be a member of Hope Democratic Party, because your future, you know, if we fail again, is going to be very, very bleak. That is the reality of what the APC faces in Rivers State. So it's not about Senator Abe, and it's not about Rotimi Amaechi. It is about you, the voter, you, the delegate, you, the party member, you, the citizen. Those are the people who should take their destiny in their hands at this time and take a decision that will give them the best results.
Well, I would say that you don't sound so optimistic that this issue can be resolved, but all eyes are on APC Rivers, hoping that the situation can be resolved and you can have a candidate in 2023, but we are watching. Thank you so much for talking to us, Senator Magnus Abe.
Thank you very much.
And that's Political Standpoint today. We will continue to monitor the political climate and bring you the conversations that matters. Thank you so much for watching. I am Precious Amayo.